So my topic is a exploratory pilot project that we did in some years ago. This was already presented in 2010 at a EUROCALL conference in Malaysia. I'm new to this community, so allow me. I worked half of my life as a teacher educator, and the final years of my working life at this university, Hogeschool Utrecht, University of Applied Sciences. Since then, I started a consultancy because suddenly I found myself without European projects, and I couldn't imagine a life without them. That's also the reason why I'm here, because we just finished the ITIL project, which is on classroom technologies, in this case interactive whiteboards, and we applied for a new project under Erasmus Plus this year to expand that towards tablet use in classroom settings, to do some research, a 3 years research project. So, in that capacity of consultant, I was approached by the Anglia Network Europe, which is a organization that works together with Christ's College to provide certificates, exams, and their reasoning is that as the CEF has these big steps like A1, A2, etc., that for motivational reason it would be good if the students also could get certificates for smaller steps in their growth, in their language acquisition process. So they provide exams for that. So some schools, it's a bit like doing Cambridge exams on top of what you do in your normal school. And the same organization also has a pro bono foundation, English for Kids, where they organize projects across the world for underprivileged kids to make sure that they at least pick up some English. Now, why then this project? For the Anglia organization, they wanted to move towards also testing oral skills, and they wanted to explore the potential of using phones for that. And for the English for Kids project, it was thought that in the third world countries, they would skip the infrastructure setting that we had in Western countries, and they would go mobile. And that was confirmed yesterday by John's speech. And for the schools related to the Anglia, that idea was that if you have more opportunities to be assessed for your oral skills, it would promote the attention given to that skill in mainstream education, in the curriculum. I mean, like this morning someone said, preparation for the final exam started 3 years ago, 3 years beforehand, so you lose so many years, and students feel that, you know, they're not being tested on that, so it's not important. What was there to be researched? Well, how does this work? How do you go about this testing, assessing with mobiles? A number of questions there to be answered. At the time we were lucky enough, the Learnosity was a startup then, and they were happy to have a pilot context, so we could use their platform for free. How does it work? The teacher can actually provide a number of questions, put tasks there for the students to carry out, and the student side of things is they connect using a number of options depending on what their situation, but one of them mobile phones, and then they can do these exercises or do the actual test. Small pilot, 2 schools, 2 teachers, and a number of volunteer students who took part in this. We did a pre-questionnaire to have some idea of who was involved in this project, which you can consult later. And also we looked at the actual teaching that was going on in these 2 groups, and there were quite a few differences already showing that in Group A, for instance, the teachers paid much less attention to speaking than in the other group. Okay, well, I'll skip that. This was the sort of task they would get. So it's not so much interaction, but rather presenting oral skills. For instance, what would you do with €1 million? And then people would sort of answer that question. Or what's your idea of good school? And these questions were, of course, limited in time. So they knew they were stopped at some point because then the new question was pushed to them. There was a post questionnaire to find out how they had found all this. And of course there were a number of comments, like for instance, this idea of that, you have to really rush and speak like this situation is a bit unnatural. And this was the time of also prepaid mobiles, so the students were also worried about costs involved. Anyway, the perceptions of the teacher was this system was okay, that the topics that were pushed to them to be answered should be more in line with the syllabus. And there were, of course, worries about the content validity of tests as such. This would then what it would look like on the teacher side. So you would have the answer of the student, and you could give some feedback when you had listened to it. Okay, so there's more there. The presentation will be distributed, so you can find out more details what we found here. Thank you very much.